We were going to talk about Pokemon Go and the NX
Oh no.
servers.
I am talking about this Pokemon Go.
No, no, no. We can hold it off
Oh
for.
no. No.
Here's the thing. You sound upset about it. I'm
And
not.
you love it.
I do
You
love.
will go run out in the streets. You will sing about the update
I do love
because
the.
you'll be like, well, now the servers work great. They're gonna fix it. Yet, who said they're gonna fix it? Now,
Josh,
oh no, hold on.
Josh,
So
calm down.
we have this whole tracking system, right? The whole point was, hey, it might be cool if you see the nearby Pokemon and then you can actually move in proximity. And then they're like, it stopped working. And so then people were like, well, we can hack into their mainframe and get through reverse engineering and actually figure out where everything is at all times. So I was like, huh, that's interesting. And it was kind of cool because it actually really worked. And it's funny because earlier that day, before they came out with the update, I found a Venusaur in Flushing and it ran away from me. It was really sad.
Oh,
But then I found a Weezing and I actually caught it.
ooh,
And so it was actually really cool because what happened was it was on our nearby thing. I was with a couple of friends of mine. It was on our nearby thing. Of course, then you can't tell where it is though. So we were walking around for a little bit. Didn't show up. It's like pouring. And then my friend like pulls out the Pokevision thing. He's like, "Oh, it's only a couple blocks away." We literally ran because that thing had like 2 minutes left on it. We ran in the rain down main streets of Flushing, like just going. Found this thing. It was pretty fun actually. That was my first like real like run and hunt for the Pokemon. So it's
yeah,
actually
like
really
yeah, your
cool.
actual like chase.
Yeah, and I thought it was really cool. And then literally later that night, it's like, hey, there's this update, and we've also shut down the other things, and we're not giving you any tracking. So literally, I had that great experience that day, and then it's like, yeah, you can't do any of that, and we've
It's
disabled all
gonna
the other stuff.
come back.
Who said that?
Josh,
They never said it. They
the
said by
game
removing
the
it,
game is nearly unplayable without the tracking. Right now,
and that is
you're
what it
wandering.
is.
Right now, you're just wandering around, which is not a bad thing. But they're gonna bring back the tracking.
But who said they are? They
We
literally
know
said
they're going to.
they said it was the
It's
reason why their servers were so overloaded because it had to do that for every individual person, and they just completely removed it. No other explanation.
because they have to find a new way of doing it.
They didn't say that.
But they're going to
How do you know? You just
because
have so much blind faith in the company.
it's political suicide if they don't.
I wouldn't put it past them. I'm just saying, there's no signs that point to their fixing it. There's no signs necessarily that point
Okay,
to not fixing it.
Niantic has been horrible about this entire thing. How they've been handling it. They have not left like get out like press releases. They have not done anything like that. I understand that part. That part's very frustrating. I see people like, demanding their money back, refunds because it's not the game they wanted. I
Now the
understand.
game is like rated like 1 star on App Store.
I understand all of that. I understand why people are so upset. Give them time. This
Well,
game
the
is
thing is,
less than a month old.
well,
All
here's the
right,
thing
there was
is,
a major problem. They're fixing it.
well, here's the thing. A lot of these people are blowing it way out of proportion, but it's the whole principle behind it. I don't know. I just
Yes, it's shitty that they did it without like letting people know, and like they took down like Pokevision and stuff like that too, because like cease and desist and whatnot, because they consider that cheating and yada yada. So yes, we are all blind right now, and it makes the game a lot harder. And they like mess with the catch rates, and like they did a bunch of stuff that looks unfavorable, but at the same time, it makes the game more of a game.
eh, it
Like,
takes away
like
from the point of
didn't you?
This game is not a it's not a regular Pokemon game. This is one of those where you're supposed to walk around and find actual Pokemon, and now you can't actually do the main purpose. I mean,
But it still works. Like when you're looking at your nearby thing, the closest one, like the one that's on like first on the list, is closest to you.
not always true.
No, that's what it is now.
Mm, I no, not
I
necessarily,
found a
but
Charmeleon yesterday doing it. It works
I don't know. But
in my
isn't-
backyard.
that would still be their distance thing, and if they say it doesn't work, then that wouldn't make sense. But um, what was it? I mean, as it is, like the main ways that I use the app myself is I walk around through Pokestops and lore spots and just kind of see what happens. So that doesn't really change it for me. But at the same time, it would be nice if you actually see a rare Pokemon and it's like, ooh, gimme. And you try and actually go for it. So it's frustrating to that extent. So, I mean, I'm not one of those people where it's like, now that I can't hunt the Pokemon, oh my god, I hate everything. I'm deleting this app. Worst investment ever. First of all, I didn't spend any money in it. But, I don't know. It's just, the company's not going about it the right way. So it rubs me the wrong way.
Yeah,
And,
but everyone's blowing it so much out of proportion. Like on
well,
on Reddit right now, people are like burning things to the ground. It's not a
yeah.
big deal.
The thing that I don't like the most is they changed the overhead camera to way more over the top. No,
you control that, Josh.
You don't.
Yes, dude. Put your finger on the trainer and drag up and down. You can change the view.
What?
Open up Pokemon Go right now.
You have no idea what you're talking about, but okay.
No, I do.
I will open this. I cannot find a Pokemon to battle, but okay.
Pokemon to battle? What are you talking about?
I told you, they changed the view when you battle Pokemon. It gives you this more overhead view.
No, it's the same exact view, Josh.
You don't know what you're talking about, trust me.
I'm in a battle right now.
They changed the view of it to where the camera is basically shifted up. They shifted it up. And also some of the Pokemon are further away. So it changes the whole dynamic of where you're throwing it. They also changed
learn and adapt. That's the game.
They also changed the amount of curve on the curveball. They also now don't even give you rewards for nice, great, and excellent.
Yeah, that I don't understand.
Literally nothing given. Yet they still give a curveball bonus. Also, I feel like it doesn't even pick up the nice stuff as well with the new angle. Just because the way that the ball gets thrown, it's slightly different to where it doesn't reach within that circle as easy. Also, things tend to run a lot more. Forget the catch rate. The run rate now is ridiculous. I had a Weedle break out of it was a 40 CP Weedle, broke out of the Pokeball, and just ran. I've had that happen many times.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just not how the game
So, Josh,
works.
do you think less of the game now?
Yes. I think that it's almost like if they released it like this, sure, all great. And then they added the footstep stuff, wow. They're doing it backwards. You can't just, like, there was the one quote where it's like, oh, you can't invent Marco Polo, get 80 people to play it, and then take out Polo, and expect people to still like
That's the dumbest
Marco.
thing ever.
It's a bizarre way of putting it. But basically, you can't just give everyone all the features and then take most of them out and be like, well...
They're fixing them. They weren't working.
No one said they're fixing it. No one said they're fixing it. They can't say they're fixing it, take down other stuff that tried to help, and still not have it. Like, it's a terrible idea. Also, they silently took out the battery saver mode, even though it didn't work perfectly for
Exactly.
me.
So why? So they took it out. It didn't work. What's the problem with that?
They took out too many things.
What did they take out that's missing?
They also took out the map of where you caught the Pokemon.
Yeah, because it wasn't working.
Why does nothing work that this company
Because
puts out?
they didn't expect this to become a nationwide phenomenon.
They just suck. How do you not expect with Pokemon? This is the same exact problem they had with the Ingress thing. If you read about that.
Yes, it is the same problem. They didn't expect it to get this big, and again, they thought they could handle an Ingress level event. This is bigger than Ingress ever was. They weren't prepared for that.
Yet they still gave no feedback to the community for Ingress.
Yes, they're very bad with their PR, and they're gonna pay for it now because everyone's returning. They're getting their microtransactions cash back in. It's horrible like that. But I'm not gonna wish hatred upon this company. I'm not gonna demand my money back. I know they're gonna fix things. If they don't, I stop playing. It's not a big deal.
Well, the problem is for a lot of these people, and And even for me lately, I mean, this is like the only thing I play, and it's like,
Okay, great. Here. It's a free game they provided you. Why are you getting so uppity about a free game? You said yourself you spent no money, right?
correct,
So they gave you nothing but hours of enjoyed time, correct?
sure.
So then why are you complaining?
They messed with the formula.
So the formula's better now.
No.
Is it really a game if you catch every Pokemon that you throw a Pokeball at?
That is not true by any means.
There's a challenge to the game now.
There still was a challenge.
Good. Now there's more of a challenge, so you play longer.
Yeah, and then you buy more Pokeballs because you use more Pokeballs.
You said yourself you said yourself you haven't bought anything, right?
I'm just telling you their theory. If you make it harder to catch, it incentivizes to either go to more Pokestops than ever, or buy Pokeballs from the store.
Exactly. Those are both valid options, and they want people to keep playing the game and go out more.
You just defend the company too much.
I'm not defending them. I'm just saying you're attacking them for no reason.
They took a winning formula.
And it's still winning. Josh, I've literally had no problem since this update came out. Like, I didn't know that people complaining until I went on Reddit today to look like, oh, people are complaining. Literally, the game has not been any different for me whatsoever. There's no difference in the overhead camera angle. Yes, people are running away a little bit more often, but that's not a big deal. I haven't had to buy Pokeballs or anything. I went through enough Pokespots. I have enough stuff now. I didn't miss the 3-foot tracker. Nothing in the update has affected me at all. And it sounds like it hasn't affected you at all either, besides the most minor, like, graphical choices. Next, you're complaining that the new Pokeball animation is too bad. Or you complain that they added AR backgrounds.
That's fine.
Yeah,
I don't care about that.
Exactly. So why?
They cared more about graphics than functionality, which is sad.
What do you mean?
They updated text. Minor text fixes. They added bold. Like, man, fix the tracker. Don't give me bold.
They're working on it.
Who said they're working on it?
Josh, do you really think that? What do you think they're doing? What do you think they're doing then?
Putting money in offshore accounts. I would be, if I were them. They got to give half that back. So.
Do you have anything else left to say?
See, now, despite saying all of this, I mean, I have faith in the app.
Oh my god.
But it's just very disappointing in the direction that they're going right now, or the lack of no direction of where they're going.
What direction?
They literally made the game harder, took out important features, and have no saying that they're coming back.
What important features did they take out?
Footsteps.
It's still there, Josh. They took away the 3-step thing. You can still track them by walking nearby.
No, you can't.
I walked around yesterday looking for a Slowbro, and as I got close to a Slowbro, he showed up more on my nearby thing, and then I found him. Same thing happened with the Charmeleon. It's still in the game, Josh. They took away the footsteps.
I feel like you just have these, like...
If I'm having extreme luck and that's not the case...
You really do, honestly. You have these, like, perfect scenarios, the way you're creating this right now.
That may be, but I was doing it yesterday with 2 other people, and it was working fine for us. There was a Dragonite and a Snorlax in Northport Park yesterday, and people found them by walking around with the nearby thing. I was not there for that, but the people got them, and they showed me them.
Well, if you're in the park, they had lore spots there. People go through the lore spots anyway.
So what's the issue, Josh?
Oh my god. It's like... See, this is always the problem. Because you're stubborn in your ways, and then maybe I'm arguably stubborn in my ways.
Oh, that's the thing. You and me could argue about, like, literally, like, the iron in a glass of water. How much iron do we taste back and forth for, like...
No, I completely agree with you on that. It was very irony.
It really was. Oh, it was gross.
I just like to point out that you actually said it, but no, but I just think you give these people too much credit for their lack of
Believe me,
diligence.
I'm mad that the servers were as bad as they were when the game first came out. I'm mad that Pokemon Go Plus is delayed. I'm mad that that they haven't been in contact with the community, had an outreach. All that stuff annoys me, believe me. But the game has not become unplayable like people think it is. I have
No,
not seen,
I'm not saying it's unplayable. I'm just saying if you were in it for the Pokemon hunting aspect,
which I am.
aside from your incredible luck on finding these, good luck to everyone out there because it's very
Have you
difficult.
tried? The update came out what on Sunday,
Oh,
Saturday?
oh, I've tried. Literally today, there was a Scyther apparently right near me. Walked
Okay.
all around, couldn't find it, disappeared. If I would have actually had a footstep something or other,
Yeah, but Josh, the 3-step thing was already broken. So before the update even came out.
oh, I know. And then here's the thing: people then made those things where they showed where the Pokemon actually was.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a way of getting around the 3 footstep thing.
Yeah, and they still work. Well, not Pokevision, but the other one still works.
No, they don't.
I used it today.
Which one?
I'll pull it up right now for you. 1 second. Do 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 ba do ba do do. Super da bee. Super da boo. History. Shuffle history.
Skip past the inappropriate stuff.
So I got home today around 5 o'clock.
Here I am. I am Cinnamon.
Cinnamon.
And my name is Kin.
Pokemon Ranger Pokemon Go. It is working currently right now. Yes. Here you go. I'll send you a link. It is working right now.
A rink?
A rink. Here's your rink rare.
And that is not signing in with anything?
Nope. I am on the thing right now. I'm zooming into New York. Let's see what's around me right now.
Probably everything.
Ooh, there's an Aerodactyl over by Patterson.
Where in the world is
There
Patterson?
is a Pikachu over by the Brookhaven State Park. There's an Abra currently.
Oh, this thing. Isn't this still crowdsourced?
I don't believe so. Because it's
I
still
thought
showing.
this
It's still
was-
showing the times on all of them. Because you can't have the times without actually being in the IP.
Wait, what'd you say?
The see the timers on the Pokemon.
No.
On every Pokemon, there's a little clock counter.
I don't even see any Pokemon. I'm looking where you are. There's nothing.
There's a Dugong in Newark. There's a Dratini.
Yeah, in Newark. Like, I zoom out. There's apparently...
Oh, you want to see what's nearby me? I'm just looking at the map. Okay, I'll zoom out on me. There is a...
solid nothing.
What's in the park?
A solid nothing.
There's a Kabuto in the park.
No, there's not.
Yes, there is. Northmore Park, Kabuto.
How do you...
5 minutes remaining.
Am I just not using this properly?
Maybe.
I'm literally like... I'm zoomed in right on your park.
How's your internet?
Intranet. It's perfectly fine.
I don't know. It's working fine. I'm looking at it right now, and it's showing me what's in the park.
There's
It's
literally...
only showing me Kabuto, but still.
Literally nothing.
I don't know, man. It's working for me.
I will even...
I'm seeing Pokemon. I'm seeing Pokemon all over the island too. Do you see all these?
I will filter Kabuto. Do not see Kabuto.
You even select different regions. I'm in this one area here. There's a Blastoise on Broadway. There's a Dragonite by Linden Boulevard. There is a. We're going off the
I don't
rails
get
here.
it. If you see, it says time found by anon. Like, it's seriously, it's crowdsourced.
Yeah, but the time that's counting down underneath is the time of the spawn, which is tied into the IP.
There's seriously...
Because just because someone found it at that time, they wouldn't count back from a time someone found it. Because someone could find it literally as it's about to despawn, and then it'd be gone. So that time counting down is the actual spawn of the Pokemon.
All I see are some blotches in some areas, and that's it. Literally it.
I don't
Like
know,
this-
dude. It's working for me. It works for me. So
I don't
I used
see...
it today when I got home.
I just do not see how this is useful. It's not working.
But here's the thing: you're not supposed to be using it. It's a cheating method.
We had this discussion.
Yeah, it's cheating.
It's like... it makes sense if there's no tracking thing. And there's still no tracking.
But Josh, we didn't even use the tracking thing when we had it in the beginning. Like that first like week and stuff like that, when we walked around, like we barely used the tracking thing. We click on his see if it was in the area. If we saw the shadow, we started walking around. Like remember we were walking on the boardwalk and like literally it made no sense how the steps were moving. We still found things.
Yeah, but it wasn't what we wanted.
That's not the point.
I don't know. This thing, it's not working for me. But anyway.
Anything else you want to talk about, or?
Pokemon Go is disappointing, but it's there. It's still good for me. It's just disappointing in general. They made a lot of mistakes, and they honestly, with the amount of backlash, they probably have a week to 2 weeks to fix this, or else they're kind of screwed.
Okay.
As it is, since they delayed the Plus thing, not many people are going to buy that now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a big mistake. I don't know. I go in the lore spots anyway, so it really doesn't affect me too much. I don't know. Team Instinct.
Anything else?
You customize your trainer.
They moved the transfer button.
Someone kept calling it a hamburger, and I don't agree with that at all.
That's what Microsoft called it. Like Microsoft on the Xbox One controller, they named that button the hamburger button, and that's literally the symbol now for all the things like that.
It doesn't look like a hamburger, though.
It's a meat bun.
A very perfectly shaped bun with the meat and then another bun.
Yes.
It's too perfect.
Stop judging your burgers. All right. Well, we've gone a lot longer than I thought we would.
Pokemon Go, people. Say what you want.
We'll talk about Pokemon Go in depth on our next episode.
They better do some sort
Josh
of...
is giving a lot of snap judgments right now, so...
Well, yeah, I'm very afraid of the direction that they're going right now. Which I thought was hilarious, though. Someone on Reddit made a thread saying that, actually, since this update, my battery life has been incredible. And then I was like, huh, someone actually has something good to say about this. And they were like, well, because I haven't used the app. I was like, oh, good one.
I don't see the point of spreading poison and spite and hate when there's no reason for it.
Well,
if I had paid $60 for this game and they did all this, I'd be furious.
Well,
it's a free...
most of the backlash is from these people that actually did microtransactions.
No, the only people who have a right to complain about this is the people who had their accounts completely wiped. That's the part I understand. Some people had their accounts completely wiped during the update, which, how that happened, I have no idea. They have their right to ask for refunds and be upset and yada yada. But, like, why complain, people? The company wants to make money. They're going to make the game fun for you to play with. If you stop playing their game, they don't make money. They have incentive to make the game the best they can be.
Well, the theory is that they have enough money now that they could just pull out anyway and not care.
They have a thing with Nintendo, Josh. They have a deal with Game Freak. They can't pull out.
Do you know how much money Nintendo made off this anyway?
Doesn't matter. It's with Game Freak.
You know how much money Game Freak made through that?
A lot. A third.
So they don't really care too much. In theory, you could say that.
Game Freak doesn't care about their brand. The Pokemon brand doesn't care how Pokemon's are presented.
Based on these people's arguments, no one's blaming on Nintendo. No one's blaming on Game Freak. No one's blaming on the Pokemon company.
I did not say that.
Everyone's blaming on Niantic. So, like, those companies are like, it doesn't tarnish our thing.
But here's the thing. If everyone's complaining about a Pokemon app, that makes Pokemon's image worse, correct?
No, because they're going to blame it on Niantic.
I didn't say... Josh, right now, Pokemon
Correct.
Go...
Sure.
Everyone's complaining about it, correct?
Correct.
People are complaining about Pokemon.
They're complaining about Pokemon Go.
Correct, which is part of Niantic and part of Game Freak, correct?
Sure, except it's really the Pokemon company, not Game Freak. But yeah.
Okay, Pokemon company. The Pokemon brand right now is getting shit on because of this app.
More Niantic. A lot more on
But
Niantic.
but no, Josh,
Sure.
you're not.
Rewind it back.
You are not winning this argument, Josh.
I don't see how I'm losing it, but rewind it back.
People are people complaining about the Pokemon Go.
Yes.
There we go. The Pokemon brand is being complained about.
If you want to say that, sure. But now, who is responsible for bringing this app to life?
Niantic,
Niantic.
and Game Freak. It's all connected, Josh.
Why do you keep saying Game Freak? It's a Pokemon company.
I equate them as the same thing.
They're technically not. But,
I know.
all right, so you have Niantic, who's mainly responsible for this game. The Pokemon company is responsible because it's their Pokemon, and they probably gave input for, like, these are our moves that we want to give the Pokemon.
No, but I'm saying is the Pokemon company can crack the whip against Niantic. If Niantic's fucking up their brand, Game Freak will crack the whip. They're not going to let this game this game that has universal success, #1 grossing app in the App Store, #1 app everywhere. They're not just going to it's crashing and burning right away. They're not going to do that. The Pokemon
you
company
wouldn't think, but they could, because if you read all the hate mail, all the hate comments.
I don't look at the hate comments, Josh. No one looks at the hate comments.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's all directed at Niantic.
It makes you negative. Yeah, here's the thing. Niantic is to blame because they're making the app. They made it and they take it away, all right? They are a god to us, all right? You didn't make Pokemon Go. I didn't make Pokemon Go. We have no idea how hard it must be for them right now trying to get this game working correctly, all right?
You give them too much credit.
What credit am I giving them? They made a free...
The fact that it's hard.
They made a free app, and I had a lot of fun with it. What's wrong with that? That's the credit I'm giving them.
But you want it to work.
It works fine for me. I have not had a single problem with them.
Yeah, Mr. Slowbro, Charmeleon.
Yeah.
I don't know. You're seriously one of the you're the 1%. I don't know.
You have not had any problems besides you couldn't find a Scyther today.
Couldn't find a Vulpix either.
So whose fault is that?
The game did not help me in any sort of way that it was supposed to.
It didn't need to. You had everything in front of you. You just had to follow the tracker.
How in the world do you follow a tracker that doesn't make you track it?
As the shadow gets closer in the nearby box, it means you're getting closer.
No.
Yes.
First of all, the closest one might not even be until another 5-minute walk down the road.
Exactly. So why don't you keep walking?
Oh my god.
I'm just saying that's
you
what
have no indication. How do you know if you're getting hotter or colder?
If it moves further away.
No. What if it's still first on the list?
Then you keep going.
How do you know?
Because it doesn't move.
Let me give you an example. I'll give you an example with 3 Pokemon. First one that is allegedly closest to you is a Vulpix.
Okay.
Second one is a Pidgey.
Okay.
Third, and presumably furthest, according to your logic, is Oddish.
Okay.
Sure. So you have Vulpix, Pidgey, Oddish. In that order on your nearby thing.
Okay.
So you say, wow, there's a Vulpix near here? Now, in theory, they have reduced the range of the thing from 100 meters to 70 meters.
Yep.
Let us say Vulpix is at 40 meters away, Pidgey is at 45, Oddish is at 70.
Okay.
Sure. You walk in a general direction.
Yep.
Nothing changes.
Okay.
You don't see any Pokemon.
Okay.
Still in the same order.
Okay.
In theory, you think, I guess I'm walking in the right direction? Now, here's the thing.
Well, no, I could be moving further away.
No, I'm saying it didn't change. The order did not change.
No, but I'm saying, let's say all 3 of those Pokemon are north of you, and you're walking south. So even though you're walking south, there's no Pokemon below you, that one that's first is still technically the closest one to you.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so then walk the other way.
How do you know?
If you start walking for a while and don't see anything, you walk the other way. I literally
Who would say that? Why wouldn't you think, oh, it's just one more step ahead? One more step ahead. It's still there, showing it's the closest. How do you know?
Because you said that they've changed the rate to 70. They changed the distance to 70, right?
Sure.
After you walk 70 meters, technically they should all disappear then.
Sure. How do you know that wasn't actually to the left or the right? From where you started.
Any direction you're walking in, something should disappear if you walk 70.
It's just not helpful. I just don't see it. Let's say you walk You walk like 30.
Josh, we're gonna go back and forth all night.
You,
Like
you
this is not
you're
podcast.
giving them too much credit for a tracker that's not a tracker. They
Josh,
literally took
Josh,
away the tracker.
I'm not. But I never used the tracker to begin with, and I still had no problem with the game.
But then you're saying, "Oh, I had no problem seeing it on the tracker and got a Charmeleon, though it has no tracker."
I did, yeah. I had no problem. It showed up on my map. I walked around. I caught it. That's how the
You got
game.
extremely lucky.
Okay, maybe
You happen to be going in the proper direction without any actual direction.
I'm not refuting that, but I'm saying I've had no problem with the app.
Yeah, I'm just saying, but you're one of those few people that actually didn't have a problem, so you're like, oh, screw these people. Why are they so negative about it when it's perfectly fine? Because you're the only person that has literally ran into everything that they wanted to while not having any indication, whether it be footsteps, whether it be a third-party app or something. You just literally walked in, bam. Hey, that's pretty cool, right? Like, literally, almost no one else has had that experience.
So
Even with my minor example, I haven't found it. So like it's clouding your judgment. If anything, I'm being more objective because it personally happened to me, but other people are mainly saying this.
Josh,
Your personal thing
it's
is
a
so
free
rare.
game.
It's not the point.
Why are you getting upset then?
People have expectations.
Yeah.
And
What expectations haven't been met?
the whole entire point of the tracking.
The tracking didn't work to begin with, Josh.
It did work to begin with.
No, it
And
didn't.
then the second it didn't,
Josh,
people made stuff to view it.
You told me a minute ago we were talking at the boardwalk. We tried doing the tracking, and nothing you wanted popped up the way it did.
Because we weren't walking in the right direction.
Exactly. So even back then, the tracker wasn't working, Josh. It
We
wasn't
weren't
accurate.
figuring out how it went.
It wasn't accurate to
I
begin
also
with,
didn't have
Josh.
service half the time on the boardwalk.
Whose fault is that?
Verizon?
So you're blaming another company now.
What do you expect? They don't have good coverage at the beach. I'm just saying, people have expectations when you come out with something.
Yeah, it's a free app. Stop complaining.
People have expectations about the gameplay of something.
All right,
And then when you literally take away a winning formula, even if you could say part of it was broken, they mainly just say like, screw it, scrap it. Then it's not what they expected, and then people are just going to quit the app. I'm not saying people are going to riot in the streets. Some are. But then literally people will be like, hey, that's not really what I wanted. And then they're going to quit the app. That's what's going to happen. They're just not going to play. And it's sad because it seemed like this game was like this whole phenomenon. And then these problems keep coming. They keep hitting. It was all these server problems. Then it was the footstep problem. Then it's the, hey, there's no more footstep or tracking thing problem. And it's just, it kind of keeps adding up. And unless people keep playing, and then there you go. Another tactic was people were saying, well, maybe this was Niantic's plan all along. You can bring back the footsteps after so many people quit. That way you won't have as many server issues because there won't be that many people requesting it. Which would be funny, actually. But, I don't know. Basically, we need to wait a week or two, see if they actually do anything about one of their basically core parts of the game. And if they don't figure out the whole what is there and where, it takes away from that entire exploring part. Or else you're just going to keep kind of just walking around and basically going lore spot to lore spot or Pokestop to Pokestop. And that's about it. So for any Pokemon on side streets or things, there's no point because it's not a guarantee. So, I don't know. And as it is, you have to have your app open the whole entire time. So, like, drains your battery, man. So, it's nice to be informed of where you should be going. So, that is all. So, Pokemon Go.
Are you done?
Very cool concept. Execution right now is just a little lacking.
You're still going.
But it was kind of cool because today I took over 2 gyms at once and I got 20 Pokecoins. That was fun. Also, in Northport, before they updated, I caught an Arcanine in Northport at 2 a.m. in parking lot. And it was at 1860. So that's pretty fun.
Not bad.
So I have that. And I am level 24. And yep. That's it.
Sweet. Well, thank you for listening to the JK podcast. What's so funny?
Nothing.
All right, thank you for listening to the JK podcast. We'll be back later this week with another episode after the Steven Universe ends this week. We'll have more stuff to talk about. We still have all the NX rumors to talk about. We have Pokemon Go to still talk about in the future. So thank you all for listening. Until next time, I've been Ken O'Connor.
I'm Josh Brandon.
See y'all in the next one. Bye-bye.
Reserve your copy of Pokemon Sun and Moon.
November 18th?
Yes.
November 18th. Get it.